right, there we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. Good evening to everyone who's tuned in to our live stream around South Africa, wherever you may be. Tell us where you are, how many guests you have with you. Always interested in that. So my name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending about 35 minutes with you as I invite you to come join us in this business. So you are sitting in our introduction presentation. It is a business proposition to you. So you get to check me out for 35 minutes, check our business out for 35 minutes, and hopefully you'll have a informed decision once we're done. If you have any questions, leave those for after the presentation. You are most welcome to go speak to the person that is hosting you this evening, that invited you to this presentation. And if they can't help you, then you come speak to me. I'll give you the answer that you need to your questions. All right, so let's begin. So there you can see we're actually a division of another company. So you can see there in little writing, we're a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company. We've been around for nearly 70 years. I'll touch on a little bit more about Constantia towards the end of the presentation. But DuePoint is new. DuePoint's a division that was formed just over 3 years ago. And I want to discuss just a little bit of context, some factors that came together in the formation of DuePoint, and maybe that'll give you more relevance with regards to our business. So one of the primary factors is economic and risk factors. This is from your point of view. You are watching this presentation because you want to make more money, right? Is everyone here to make more money? I always wonder if people actually come for the free tea and coffee only, right? That's when you're suffering at home, when you can't even afford tea at home. Yes, you're here because you want extra money, right? And that's really born out of the necessity, or should I say, trying to mitigate a lot of risk that exists in our lives at the moment. There's lots of risk at the moment, especially if you're an employee, even as a business owner. And our business is designed to mitigate that risk, to try lessen that risk for you by creating an additional income stream for you. So that's one of the biggest factors. A second factor from our point of view is that we wanted to achieve social impact with the business that we created. We wanted to be a solution in the community that we operated in. And we decided to do that by offering this opportunity of social entrepreneurship to members of the public. So you are free to join us in this business, to partner with us for both our benefit, right? And I'll talk about your role in this business shortly. And then also something that we wanted to create and achieve was better distribution for our business. So we are a insurance company. We've got financial products. We wanted to create better distribution channels for our financial products to get into South Africa's market. And that's where you come in. So traditionally, with a lot of the businesses that we've had in the past, we adopted traditional forms of marketing and advertising for those businesses, right? Through typical forms of advertising. So we all know advertising. Brendan, our head executive, he was the founder of Prime Meridian Direct, PMD, one of the biggest short-term insurers in the country. They do advertising constantly every day. But what we've started to realize is that traditional forms of marketing and advertising are becoming less effective. And so what we've adopted here at DuePoint is referral or network marketing or word of mouth marketing, which is becoming more effective. A lot of corporates globally are starting to adopt that form of marketing for themselves. And so these factors came together. We formed DuePoint 3 years ago. So in February 2016, DuePoint was founded. And we launched what we call the DuePoint system. This is the opportunity for you to get involved in the DuePoint system. So what is your mandate? What do we depend on you for? What we depend on you for is that you go out and tell people about DuePoint. As simple as that. Word of mouth marketing. If you go to a good restaurant or a good movie, do you keep that news to yourself? No, you tell other people. And so we want you to adopt that attitude with our business. And if you're able to help us grow this business, help us grow channels of distribution, there are a number of benefits that you get to enjoy here at DuePoint. So primarily you get to create additional income for yourselves. So that's why you're here, right? That's the number one. But the nature of the income that we produce is very important to discern from other business opportunities, because at DuePoint we allow you to create recurring income. The power of recurring income is awesome. It's actually something that's inherent to insurance companies. We've got what we call a book value, and you get to share almost in a royalty in that book value. Royalty deals are the best deals because that means you don't have any overheads. You just get a cut of the cream off the top of the business, right? Recurring income is the antithesis of activity-based income. So as employees, including me, we are involved in activity-based income. This has got massive problems attached to it, right? Because our income is directly attached to activity. So if my activity is threatened, then my income is threatened. So if I get sick and I can't go to work, I'm not going to get paid. If I get retrenched, I don't get paid, right? When I get to retirement age, my income ends. If I die, certainly my income ends, right? And my family suffers. And so activity-based income is inherent of all these risks, whereas recurring income is the answer to all those problems. Because what we do here is we pay people for the channel of distribution that we build here at DuePoint. We don't pay you for activity, right? My father refers to recurring income as the ability to make money while you're sleeping. Who would like to own 2 houses? You live in one house and you rent out the other house every month, right? That's a beautiful form of annuity-based income or recurring income, right? DuePoint allows you to do that. You get to share in this building an asset here at DuePoint. The power duplication, this is another great benefit. It is your opportunity to go out and build a team around you that will help you build this channel of distribution faster and more effectively. And so your income can increase exponentially if you build a good team that'll help you and collaborate with you in building a channel of distribution. Our business is very flexible. Why? Because you can build this business, this channel of distribution, from your mobile phone, right? Because we don't have printed anything. Your business will run off our DuePoint app on your phone. It means you can build this business anywhere in the country at any time of the day, right? Very flexible. No startup capital. We've designed the business to have a very low barrier to entry. That means it is an easy business to get involved in. A business that you can consider without the fear of risk being involved. Imagine at the end of the presentation, I said to you to get involved at DuePoint is going to cost you 25,000 Rand down payment. But the benefits are great. It's worth it. Put in the 25,000. Right? People will look at me like I'm mad. Right? You better be guaranteeing that I'm going to double my money next week. Right? We've designed the business to be as accessible to people as possible. And so we've designed it to have very little risk involved so that you're free to consider this business tonight without the fear of losing anything, right? That's very important for us because remember, we want to create social impact. I can't create social impact if people are going to lose if they don't do this business properly. Qualifications, experience, we've got no requirements around that. Again, we're trying to make the business as accessible as possible. You get to build an asset. Now, this point talks to recurring income because remember I said earlier that you build an asset. This channel of distribution that you build here at DuePoint is treated as an asset. It means it is a tangible thing that you have ownership over. So you've got legal tender of your channel of distribution here at DuePoint. It means you can sell it. If it's producing 5,000 Rand a month in recurring income, how much do you think someone would be willing to pay for an asset that produces that much money every single month? An asset that produces 5,000 Rand a month in income is equivalent of having 1 million Rand in the bank, right? Because 1 million Rand in the bank would pay you out about 5,000 Rand in interest every single month. It also means that the asset doesn't retrench you, it doesn't retire you. You can carry on earning recurring income out of this business through your pension years, your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. You see, I started at 50 because I want to retire at 50. Your 80s, your 90s, you're still earning recurring income. How many people do you know that carry on earning income from a business once they've retired? No one, right? No one. Even my father, he's in his 70s, is forced to carry on working. He loves working, but he didn't have a choice. To be honest, he had to work. Luckily, he's working for a Chinese mining company. They signed a 20-year contract with him 3 years ago. 20-year contract with a 69-year-old man. What do they expect from him? I don't know, right? They've got big expectations, clearly. But most of South Africans can't afford to retire. When I say most, we're talking like 95% of South Africans can't afford to retire. You get to retirement age, and now you're looking for something because you're in trouble, right? You become dependent on family. Now you're a burden to your family because they have to support you. You're looking for a job. There's 10 million people looking for jobs. You don't want to be in that position. And even when you get to death one day, your DuePoint asset, this channel that you've spent, who knows how long, decades building, that value doesn't disappear because it's treated as an asset. You will seed it in your will. In your will, it'll say, I give my DuePoint channel of distribution to my spouse or to my children, and you will seed that value to the next generation, where very few South Africans get to enjoy that opportunity. There's no selling involved in our business. That is an awesome thing. Who wants to go sell DuePoint products on the weekends, right? Convince people to buy insurance and investment products, and you've got to become an expert in those. You don't have to do any of that. We exclude you from that process entirely. This is wonderful. All you have to do is go out and connect people to the DuePoint business opportunity, right? If you can convince someone just to take out 35 minutes of their time, come watch a presentation. That's all you've got to do. The same way you were invited to watch this presentation this evening. It is as simple as that. And because we are a financial business, we've got financial products, our products are not tangible, right? They're intangible. So it means we don't have stock and distribution issues. Who thought they were going home with product tonight? Boxes of it. Anyone bring a bucky? No one brought a bucky tonight? It is convenient, I promise you, that you don't have to deal with any of that. Our products are actually administrated in the cloud automatically. You don't even have to worry about it. It gets done on its own, right? And so the products are convenient. But your success in this business is dependent on your ability to build this thing called the channel of distribution. It begins with you. You're going to become a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint, and now you're tasked with going out and connecting other people, telling other people about DuePoint. You'll go out and tell everyone, I hope. And other people that you tell in the first week, perhaps you've got 5 people that come and watch your intro presentation, and they also become wealth engineers and product owners. That is the beginning of your channel of distribution. And the beautiful thing from that moment on, the moment you introduce other people, the power of duplication starts to take place, whether you like it or not. Because the 5 people that you connected go out and do exactly the same thing. They became wealth engineers for the same reason you became a wealth engineer. And so they go out and start telling people about the business. And so after a certain amount of time, you will have this duplication that takes place in your channel. You are being paid for every single dot, every product owner that you see on the screen, not once, every single month in recurring fashion, right? This is the asset that you are going to spend the rest of your life building, I hope. Because this is what legacy looks like. This is what wealth creation looks like. Chasing assets, not activity-based income. The problem with us is that we chase activity-based income 45 years. We're going to work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week for 45 years of our life. And what do we have to show for it when we get to retirement? Stress, right? And so I say to you, there's a perfect place for jobs. Jobs are for paying bills. But if you want to create wealth, you have to start investing and sacrificing time in chasing, building an asset. And that's what you get to do here at DuePoint. You get to build an asset. How do we pay our wealth engineers? So we've got this thing called the returns program. That's what we pay wealth engineers through every single month, right? The returns program works like this. We pay a base return fee of 27.50 Rand for every product in your channel. So remember the slide with all the products on there? You could be earning 27.50 Rand for every product, but it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. So there's the first 5 people you introduce to DuePoint. We call that your first point, right? Anyone you introduce to DuePoint falls on your first point. So yeah, we've got 5 people. On point 1, we tell you we pay you double the 27.50 Rand. So you're actually earning 55 Rand for every product on your first point. So if you went out and got another 5, you had 10 people in your first point, you're earning 550 Rand a month. That's 6,000 Rand a year you've just generated for yourself, right? And then those people go out and connect people onto your second point. And those product owners, we pay 55 Rand to you again for every product owner on your first and second point. So if you had 100 people on your first and second point, you'd be earning 5,500 Rand a month. And then as those people go connect other people, that's your third point. And as your channel starts to grow outwards and further outwards, you see that multiplier starts to drop from 200% and it goes to 4% by 0.8. But we don't limit you at 0.8. There is no limitation to how much money you can earn at DuePoint because we don't limit you on the size of your channel. This is time and numbers. The only thing guaranteed to end your income is if you quit. But if you just keep pushing a little bit every single month, your channel can grow every single month and your income can grow every single month. Who's been given a raise in their salaries every year for the last 7 years? Not one person? Not even 0.5% every year? Right? Is that not testament to the risk we face in employment? At DuePoint, you can give yourself a raise every single month. Right? So we built this thing called the Path to Success to give you an idea of what your next 5 years could look like here at DuePoint. Right? A 5-year plan. The activity required to follow this example is very moderate. We only require you to connect 2 people every single month. 2 a month, not onerous. Right? We've got people that do 2 a day. 2 a month, you follow this for the next 5 years, this is what you can look forward to. After 6 months, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand a month. 2.5. A lot or too little? I always look around the room for people that look upset that they've come here for 2,500 Rand after 6 months, or if you're looking hopeful, right? My first impression, when the accountants gave me this growth, this projection, I looked at 2,500 Rand after 6 months. I'm in charge of marketing and the advertising and making our business look good. I said, no one's going to get excited over 2,500 Rand for 6 months' work. You can be honest, right? That was my impression. I said, we need to increase that. Make them connect 10 people a month and double the number. But they never did. They stuck with it. But what I learned in the process is that I make a very big mistake when I look at money. When I look at 2,500 Rand and I look at it and I go, that's not a lot of money, because I know if I was at Woolworths yesterday, I bought 2 packets. I hope they don't hear me. They'll sue me for defamation or something. 2 packets, 700 Rand at Woolworths, right? So how much groceries can you get for 2,500 Rand? It's easy to look at 2,500 Rand and go, that's not a lot of money. But the mistake we make is that we keep thinking like consumers. A consumer looks at money and gives it spending value. If we want to create social impact in this business with the people involved in this business, we need to create a paradigm shift. We need to get people to think differently about money. Because if you keep thinking like a consumer, you're never going to be wealthy. You have to start looking at the 2,500 Rand and go, how do I make that into more? Instead of spending it, how do I make it into more? And here we've got a lovely example of someone who's gone out and bonded a house. So they found a house for R1 million. They went and financed it, right, at prime plus 2 over 20 years, R1 million house. I'm going to be spending about 11,500 Rand installment every single month. You take that 2,500 Rand, put it into your bond as an extra payment every single month. You'll pay that house off in 11.5 years instead of 20 years. It saves you nearly 900,000 Rand in interest that you would have paid to the bank. Who believed that could have turned 2,500 Rand a month into R1 million after 11.5 years? It's that simple, right? There's your second house, maybe a third house staring you in the face. Annuity income. Who wants to become a property magnate? None of you. I will take the title, property magnate. After 12 months, you're now close to 9,000 Rand a month, right? You've given yourself a raise every single month. That's over 100,000 Rand annually that you've created for yourself. In 12 months, I want you to start picturing the December you're going to have at the end of this year. Start planning for it now, right? Because it starts now. At year 2, 24 months, you're close to 30,000 Rand a month. After 36 months, 50,000 Rand a month. After 4 years, 48 months, you're close to 70,000 Rand a month. And after 60 months, 5 years from today, you could be earning about 85,000 Rand a month, which is equivalent to 1 million Rand annually. If you keep pushing every single month without fault, 2 people a month. Only 2 people a month. Now I want you to remember this because I'm going to bring it up later at the end of the presentation. 2 people a month is going to get you to 85,000 after 5 years. I'm going to show you another example. Who thinks they can do more than 2 people a month? Quick show of hands if you think you can do more than 2 a month. Right? Okay. Some are thinking only 1. 1 is my limit. Don't push me. Okay, we're going to speak about this again towards the end. We bring up people onto stage every single month to share their testimony with us because these real people are more believable than me. Right? You can't trust the marketing person. He's always going to tell you a good story. But the people that we bring up onto stage, real wealth engineers, they tell us the good and the bad because I want you to have a realistic expectation of what entrepreneurship's all about. Because then I know I'm setting you up for success. If you come in thinking it's going to be easy and it's only good news, and then you're going to be disappointed and quit, well, then we both fail, right? So go onto our YouTube channel, go look at all the testimonies we have. So last month we brought up 2 people, Elaine. She's been in the business 6 months. The value of her channel sitting at 2,500 Rand. She's got 47 people in her channel. She only introduced 19 on her first point. Her channel's 4 points in size, right? So she's brand new in the business, 6 months. Then we've got Andile. Andile is in KZN, Port Shepstone. Been in the business for 7 months, but the value of his channel is sitting at 5,000 a month, right? He's got 190 people in his business. He only introduced 13. You see, that's the leverage. That's the power of duplication that's happening there, right? 6 points in his business. If you want a strong business, bring strong people on your first point. It's going to be easy to get desperate and just bring anyone on the first point. Anyone that's willing to listen, you bring them in, right? If you want strong people, if you want to make this business easier, bring strong people on your first point. There are thousands of people joining this business every single month. You get to choose what you want out of this business. You can see everybody's different. Some of these people don't even exist anymore. Everybody's different. Everyone's got a different story, different set of circumstances, different excuses, right? Everyone's running their own race. You get to choose what you want out of this business. I want you to let your imaginations run wild. Don't listen to what your boss said or what that person said about you or where you work or whether you got corporate experience or not or whether you got a degree or not or whether you got a matric or not. It doesn't matter. In this building, that doesn't matter. You've got more than enough opportunity to take whatever you want out of this business. That is my invitation to you today. And we'll support you the entire way. The entire way. Right? There's training this weekend for free. We'll talk about that a little later. On top of what we pay our wealth engineers every single month, we've got an XP rewards program. This is like an incentive program on top of the money that we pay our wealth engineers. Right? So we reward you when your channel gets to certain sizes, milestones. We call them ranks, right? The first notable one is at rank 5. We give our wealth engineer a little tool. We're actually going to change this to a business pack, but we've been giving our wealth engineers this fancy little USB drive. It's got all our video collateral on there, and that little thing plugs into any device, into phones, into tablets, laptops, TVs, computers, so that people can show other people DuePoint quickly and easily. All right, so that's one of our first tools that we give our wealth engineers. At rank 7, this is also a tool. We spend 17,000 Rand on business cards personalized in your name. Who would even spend 1,700 Rand on one set of business cards? We spend 17,000 Rand on one set of business cards for you. Why? Because to be successful in this business, you have to create a good first impression. Right? When you start doing this business, you've got to look at the way you dress. Imagine I was here in my rugby shorts, my white t-shirt with a stain from last night's bolognese. What would you think of me? Right? Bad first impression. Right? 17,000 Rand business cards. You put one of those business cards on a table at a meeting, guess who becomes the most important person at that meeting? Your business cards are 1,000 times more expensive than anyone else's. They will listen to you more intently. At rank 9, we take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference, not once, every single year. What's our rank 9 conference? It is business class tickets for you and your family to a 5-star luxury resort every single year. You don't get to pay for anything. We've had wealth engineers forget their wallets at home, and they didn't realize until they got back home. Right? That's the way we do these conferences. I want you to understand that because there's value in this. Right? And this, you might look at this and go, it's a wonderful holiday. This is a tool for prospecting. When you start posting on your Facebook timeline or on Twitter or wherever you are, that you're in business class lounge, you're on the business class flight, in December, the most expensive month to take a holiday, you're sitting on a beach at a 5-star luxury resort. I promise you people are going to be phoning you when you get back. They are. So take a look at what we do. This is a documentary of our last 2 trips, and it's for everyone in this room. How does that look? Did you picture yourself there, your toes in the sand? Could you feel the warm sand in your toes? It's for everybody. I say that sincerely. It's for every single person in this room. Maybe a year's work, maybe 2 years' work. We had one individual do it in 5 months, right? And then you're going to be earning 20,000 Rand a month over every single month. And you get to go home and tell your family we're going overseas, 5-star, because mom or dad worked this year, right? That's what you get to do. That's the result of it. 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000 and buy you a brand new car that you get to take home, park in your garage with no debit order at the end of the month. Who would like a car with no debit order? In your name, paid off cash. No DuePoint stickers on it. No T's and C's. You could quit DuePoint the next day. The car's yours. No T's and C's. But how much closer are we getting you to become wealthy? If you're going overseas every year with your family, you're driving a car around that you pay no debit order on, how much closer are you to becoming a wealthy individual? That is our goal. If after 5 years, 10 years, we can't look around DuePoint and go, look at all these wealthy individuals, we have failed, right? Our aim in this business is to create wealthy individuals. That's the social impact that we want to have. So this is our rewards program. We're only going up to rank 11. Rank 14, there's another trip waiting for you. Mediterranean cruise every single year. Who would like to visit Croatia? Nice. Monaco. The Greek Isles. Oh, it's a beautiful part of the world. Every single year. It's waiting for you. It's around the corner. Guys, it's 2-3 years of hard work to get to this position. We've got wealth engineers in 2 years, they got to rank 11. Right? Don't limit yourself. Our business is built on the necessity of protecting wealth at the same time. It's not only about building wealth, it is about protecting the wealth. If you spend 10 years building up wealth, the worst thing that could happen to you is if you lose it in an instant, right? So look at our investment products and our insurance products through those lenses. Any wealthy individual has got a portfolio of insurance and investment products. Access Wealth, only 324 Rand. It's an investment and an insurance product rolled into one. 100 Rand goes into a tax-free investment fund every single month, right? That's just with Sanlam, the biggest investment house in the country. The insurance aspect is 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. So if you're killed in any form of accident, we'll pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand and you've got that investment sitting there too. Wealth Guard, only 249 Rand. This is insurance only, but you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. Our products, we've made all our products as accessible to everybody as possible. Why? Because we don't discriminate against your age or your health status. So anyone can take this product out, as long as you're over the age of 18. Right? The premium doesn't go up. You can be 60, you can be diabetic, you can have heart conditions. The premium's still 249 for everybody. Then we've got family wealth. Funeral cover for the whole family starts at 299 Rand. Every single month it gives you 20,000 Rands worth of cover. Covers up to 5 family members. 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection for the principal member. So if you kill or you die, we will pay out 10,000 Rands of any liability that you have. You can increase the cover to 30,000 Rand. You can increase it up to 10 family members. Right? Wonderfully innovative product. This is an awesome product. Awesome, because none of our competitors have got a product like this in the country. Then finally, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points aims to save you money every single month. So through this product, you get access to discounts and services with the partnered businesses that you see listed there. Celsea, brand new partner, between 10 and 20% off airtime and data, only for Wealth Points members. We've got groceries, ShopRite Checkers. We've got online retailers. The Entertainer offers us discounts to hotels, restaurants. We've got car manufacturers, right? Car manufacturers are my favorite. Who wants to buy a Range Rover soon? There you go. Jaguar Land Rover. They'll make sure you get the best price in the country and the best service. I know. I went and bought a Ford Ranger from Eagle Ford. They gave me a 100,000 Rand discount. Crazy. It's nearly 25% off the car. I went and checked a quote. I've been looking at the car for a long time. I went and checked a quote that I got from Fury Ford. 4 years before that, it was the same price that they gave me 5 years later. Right? There's massive value in the Wealth Points program. right, if you engage in the partners. So those are our 4 products. They are straight, simple, accessible, no discrimination with regards to age and health status. If you need more information, go onto our website. There are in-depth video reviews on each product. If you become a wealth engineer, you make sure you go watch those videos so that you understand the true power of each of those products. Now, I want to let you in on a little secret. We've got 2 incentives here at DuePoint, right? So beyond the rewards program, the returns program, there are 2 incentives I want to tell you about. So if you want to make money quickly in this business, this is your opportunity. For this month, if you connect 20 people onto your first and second point, 20 people that take out the Wealth Points program, DuePoint will give you an extra 10,000 Rand on top of your return at the end of the month. So if you're starting out, this is awesome. Extra 10 grand on top of you put 20 people on your first and second point, that's an extra 1,100 Rand a month that you're going to be making in recurring income, and we give you a 10,000 Rand bonus on top of that. That's just for this month, right? Quick money. Now, a little bit of a long-term incentive. Now, for me, this is a no-brainer. If I wasn't an employee at DuePoint, I would be doing this myself. If you can connect 365 people into this business in the next 365 days from when you become a wealth engineer, we have about 1.27 million Rand in benefits waiting for you. Because if you do this, now remember when I finished the path to success, how many people did you have to connect to get to 85,000 Rand a month? 2 people a month. 2 people a month got you to 85,000 Rand after 5 years. Imagine doing 365 people in 1 year. That's 1 person a day, 30, 31 people a month. If you can do that, and we've got people doing it, if you can do that, if you decide to do that, you will get to about rank 12, 13. You'll be earning close to 50,000 Rand a month. You'll have the car, you'll have the holiday, you'll be on the verge of the Mediterranean trip. You would have earned close to about 800,000 Rand in cash in the year. And just to say well done for doing it in the time frame allotted, we'll give you an extra 365,000 Rand check at the end of that period. If you want to become a millionaire in 1 year, it's on the table for everybody. Anyone that wants to partake in this. But you have to make the decision to connect 1 person a day. That means you've got to speak to about 5 to 10 people a day. Who's willing to do that? Doesn't matter if they say yes or no. Just make sure you speak to between 5 and 10 people every single day. And statistically, 1 or 2 will join every single day. That's all you have to do. That's simple. It's waiting for you, right? So be aware of that. The decision always for me is not what we want, right? That might be the carrot, that might be the incentive, but practically you have to decide from today going forward, how does DuePoint fit into your life? If you say you can speak to 5 to 10 people a day, what does that actually look like? What does it feel like? Where do you find the time to do that? You can start connecting people tonight if you really wanted. Who's not going to wait? Who's going to connect someone tonight? You can start building this business tonight. You don't have to wait. Who's going to wait till tomorrow morning? Let me just sleep on it. I'll wait till tomorrow morning before I connect anyone. Guys, this is the decision process we make in our heads constantly. If you want to change your circumstance, you have to do it in a heightened state. This is proven psychology, right? If you let this feeling, this excitement wear off, so let's say you take a whole week off. You go back into your comfort zone and odds are you don't change anything. Make the decision tonight. Decide this week. When you get home, you have a meeting with the spouse and even the children. You say you want to have the lifestyle where you go to Mauritius every single year. You want to see a brand new car in the garage. This is what we have to do. Simple as that, right? I'm not telling you have to go study a CA degree at WITS. I'm telling you, make a decision and be intentional about it. That's all you have to do. Speak to people. A little bit of background on our business because I want you to go forward being very proud of the partnership that you enter into. Because our business is an old, very established business. We were founded in 1952. Right? We're a registered insurance company. You can go to the FSCA website, go look at all our financial licenses. They're on display outside above the water cooler. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. We are audited every single year, and we are regulated constantly by the FSCA. This is a business that is trying to develop and foster long-term relationships with people that ultimately become wealthy individuals. That's our aim. So my invitation to you is, do you want to partner with us? There's the FSP number, right? Our financial services provider license number. If you want to build your business in the Eastern Cape, who would like business in the Eastern Cape? National. You want to be national, right? Go make a list of everyone you know in the Eastern Cape and invite them to our encounter. I'm going down there, I think with Jane. It's a business seminar. If you get guests to the seminar, I will make sure they start in your channel and start doing work. For free, I won't even charge you. So make a list, an exhaustive list. Phone them. If you make a list of 100, you phone 100, maybe 70%, 60% will say yes, they'll go through. Out of the 70%, less than half will actually turn up. The statistics, right? So make a long list. It's just statistics. If you can get people there, they will join. I said there was training on Saturday, right? This is not just training. This is a life lesson, right? Because Brendan Benfield is going to be giving this lesson on wealth creation. It is the second dev seminar in our series on wealth creation. He's going to be speaking about controlling personal wealth to leverage wealth creation, right? There are some wonderful lessons that he's going to be dispensing in this development seminar. So on Saturday morning at 11 a.m., he's going to be giving this. It'll be on YouTube, freely available for everyone immediately, but I want you to come here and watch it in person. And bring a notepad. I had a friend when I was growing up. I wasn't growing up, I was already grown up. In my 20s, I used to play rugby with him, right? A guy called Andrew. And Andrew drove the biggest skoro you've ever seen in your life. He was the last one to leave because someone was either having to push start him or something. But this was a guy that had a degree. He was working at Swiss Re, very clever person. Earning a good salary. Lots of us were still studying. We were all earning very little. But this guy was already Swiss Re. He was developing programs for the other banks. Smart guy. And the one day he gave me a lift home in the skoro. I climbed in the car. It was even worse on the inside than it was on the outside. The dashboard was falling off, right? He was a hazard on the road with this car. And I couldn't understand it. I said, why are you driving such a junk car? I know you're making money. And he never told me why. But I found out later that he had 20 properties in Joburg. Every cent that he earned, he was putting into property, right? He lived with his parents. He wasn't spending anything unless it was money going into property. It is a lesson in controlling your personal finance so that you can leverage wealth creation. He is a perfect example of that. A couple of years later, he sold all 20 properties and he bought an entire block of flats in Kalani. He doesn't drive a skoro anymore. Right? If you are intentional about creating wealth, come to this dev seminar. Right? Go watch the first one. If you haven't watched 101, go onto our YouTube page, go look for 101. It's there, watch it, and then watch this one. It's going to help you. These are life lessons. This is not training. And with that, we come to the end. So my invitation to you and my invitation to every single person that comes to watch this development seminar is to have a prosperous 2019. Who would like a prosperous 2019? Who do you think is going to have a prosperous 2019 in South Africa? Outside of this building? Not many people, right? That's just statistically true. But we want this bubble at DuePoint to be this shining example of people creating a solution in our community. And that's what we want you to be part of. And so my wish is that you build a prosperous 2019 for yourself. We will help you. We are all collaborating together. No one's in competition. We can all be wealthy. Right? So good luck, go do it. I want to see your Facebook status at the end of the year saying 2019 was awesome when everyone else is crying, unfortunately. You'll go speak to those people and help them. Thank you. If you have any questions, speak to the person that invited you. And then a reminder, we've got a public holiday this week on Thursday. Our company will be closed, so the business here, the head office will be closed, but we're coming in the evening to do another intro presentation. Brendan will be doing an intro, so if you have any guests, get them on the live stream or come to head office. We'll be open from 5 o'clock. All right, thank you. Good luck.